Alright, today we're going to teach you how to do some conjugations. First we're going to conjugate in the present tense. So to do that, you're going to draw a six-pack, like so. And we're going to take a verb like correr, which means to run. And we're going to change it. You see this ER? We're going to conjugate in the ER. And so if you want to make it I run, you drop off the ER, so it's corro, which means I run. If you want to make it you run, you do corres, which means you run. If you want to do he or she runs, you drop off the ER and just replace it with an E, so it's corre, which means he or she runs. If you want to say we run, it's corremos. So you drop off the ER, add EMOS, and we don't do this form. And you want to make it they run, you drop off the ER, it becomes corren.
Alright, this is an IR verb. It's salir and it means to leave. And what's different from the ER to the IR is you do emos.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about the AR. We're going to be talking about the verb hablar. And what you do is you draw yourself a six-pack. And if you want it in the I form, you add an O. In the U form, an AS. In the third person, an A. In the we form, an amos. And in the they form, an on. That's it.
Okay, for preterite, if you're doing AR verbs, you do, for yo form it's and for to form it's aste. And then for he, she, or it form, third person form, you do o. And then for this, it's the same thing as in present tense. Almost. And don't do that. And then for they, it's aron. If you're doing ER or IR, it's the same thing. Well, it's not the same thing, it's different. It's stay, EO, it's like it but with an O. Emos is also the same thing if you're doing IR for that. You don't use that. And then this would be earon. That's right.
Alright, now we're going to conjugate in the past imperfect. So if you have an AR verb, for the yo form, you do aba. To form is abas. They form is right there, which is aban. He, she form is aba. And we form is abamos. For ER and IR, both the endings are the same, so it's ia for the yo form, ias for to form, ia for he, she, iamos for we form, and ian for they form.
Okay, when we're doing future, there are two things. There's future and future conditional. Future is like, I will do this. Future conditional is like, I would do this. For future, it's the same thing for AR, ER, and IR. So for future, you just add this to the end of the infinitive verb. You have to have it at the end of the infinitive verb. So just add a, as, emos, on. And then for future conditional, ias, iamos, in. Okay, so these are a bunch of different things to do with verbs, right? Let's start with stem changing. Stem changing could be E to IE, E to I, U to UE, O to UE, or I to E. Here's some examples, like jugar could be juego for the forms, right? You could change this U to UE. And here, this is how you do it. So you might know it as a boot verb, because because you make a boot, right? So like jugar would be juego, juegas, juega. Then it'd be the same and be jugamos, but it It would stay the same for that in the Spain one, but we don't care about that one. Reflexive verbs are verbs you do to yourself. So like jugar, you do jugar. Say, that means you do that to yourself. Or like, if you were to do it in that, you would put me juego. The pronoun goes before the conjugated verb, and it goes after, and it's connected to the infinitive verb. Speaking of infinitive verbs are just verbs that end in AR, ER, or IR. Go verbs are verbs that in the yo form are go, like tener. If you draw a six-pack, the yo form would be tang, go. There are some exceptions, like if you do ir, which means to go, it would be like voy, vas, va, vamos, van. See, so some exceptions. Something else with verbs is commands. As if I'm telling you to do something like jump. So what I would say for jump, I would say salta te. That means jump yourself. See, you want to use the he, she form of the verb, and then you want to add the pronoun to the end.